Hello.
Hello.
Today we're in Northumberland and we're just entering the causeway across to Lindisfarne. We're hoping to see Lindisfarne Castle and Lindisfarne Priory. And I think it's St Mary's Church. Let's see what happens. Being a causeway, Lindisfarne is cut off from the mainland during the high tide, and safe crossings last around 7 hours as the tide goes out and then comes back in. I'll leave a link to the website showing the safe crossing times below the video. As we arrive in the car park, there's already hundreds of cars here, as well as a number of motorhomes and campervans. Parking up to 5 hours is £9, while 24 hours is £10.50. However, activities including sleeping, cooking or camping is banned. If you're hungry, there's a seafood bar in the car park, which is strictly cash only. There's also a small visitor centre showing some of the highlights you can expect to see on the island. The walk into the village is relatively flat, on well-made paths, and there's opportunities to purchase local produce here, although I'm not sure if any of this was actually made on the island. We also pass a Holy Island clothing company with a small outlet, together with a takeaway run by the Lindisfarne Hotel, currently serving fish and chips, fresh crab, and Holy Island lobster, as well as ice creams and, of course, doggy ice creams too. Further along is Chair End's Cafe, which seemed very popular, with all tables occupied, and it's always nice to see a 5-star hygiene rating. Florence had lots of admirers today, and this one from as far away as Minnesota, USA. We've decided to head for the castle first, and you can see how popular this is as a destination. On the way, we visit the famous Lindisfarne boat sheds, which are basically, well, boats turned upside down and turned into sheds. Not sure how they got here. Lots of people enjoying the sun today, and looking back we can see Lindisfarne Priory, which we'll visit later. Now run by the National Trust, the castle served as fortifications with cannons from 1550s up to 1893, seeing action both in the Civil War and the Jacobite Rebellion of 1715. In 1901 it was taken over by Edward Hudson and repurposed as a holiday home. Being on a hill, the castle is not wheelchair friendly, and you need to be able to walk up this steep slope and finally up some steps. Once at the top, it opens up to what was once gun emplacements. Inside there's a number of rooms to visit, including the entrance hall, with large fireplace, traditional furniture, and a nod to it being a holiday home. To the left is the new kitchen added when converting to a holiday home in 1901. Going forward, we pass through narrow passages to the dining room, which was in fact the original kitchen within the castle, complete with Tudor fireplace and bread oven. More traditional furniture. Then onto the ship room, originally the castle's ammunition store, and this room takes its name from the model Dutch ship hanging from the ceiling, but includes many other interesting items, as well as a door that's cut into the stone. Stairs take us to an upper level, featuring bedrooms added in 1912, as well as the long gallery where guests could relax. Outside is the upper battery, from where cannons would fire hundreds of years ago. Now this looks great on a sunny day, but imagine being garrisoned here hundreds of years ago in high winds, driving rain, and freezing cold temperatures. As we near the tide cut-off time, the crowds are definitely thinning out, and we've been told that both the castle and priory will close at 1:30 today, and the shops have begun to close. Maybe staying here all afternoon isn't such a good idea after all. So, after a quick change of strategy, we decide to head back to the mainland, and come back again tomorrow to see the priory, the church, and look for souvenirs. Hello.
Hello.
Lindisfarne Day 2. We're just about to go on to the causeway again. It's a very different day today. While the sun is just peeking through,
Yeah, it is.
it's a lot cloudier, it's very windy,
And it's cooler.
it's a lot cooler. So I don't know how long we'll stay there today, but we're coming back to try and do some of the things we weren't able to do yesterday. Well, what a difference a day makes. And check out this car park, almost empty. The seafood bar is still closed, and the man selling wares at the side of the road has just arrived and begins setting up. The takeaway is now serving breakfast instead of lunch, and tables are still available at Chairhands Cafe. The Lindisfarne Centre is still closed, though we did find this flower garden opposite for those interested. Continuing round, we stumble across the back of St Aidan's Winery, home of Lindisfarne mead. We were the first in the shop. At the bar you have chance to sample the various types of mead now available, and there's a plethora of other offerings from fudge to several types of mead, local lagers, cups, and more. Note that not everything is made on Lindisfarne. Much of it comes from mainland Northumberland. Carol finds the obligatory fridge magnet stand and a purchase is made. There are of course lots of other gifts, postcards, cuddly toys, books, ornaments, things to hang on trees, and more. Heading down to the Priory, which is an English heritage site, we discover it's not yet open, so we head around to St Mary the Virgin Church to look inside. Believed to stand on the site of the original wooden church, founded by St Aidan in 635 AD, the current building dates from the 12th and 13th centuries. It's a mixture of architectural styles including Romanesque and Gothic, with a chancel arch dating back to the 12th century. There's an interesting read about the history of the saints and the bishops who lived and worked here, together with a chainsaw sculpture called The Journey, depicting the monks carrying St Cuthbert's body. Back outside the church there's an interesting photo to be taken, with the church, the priory and the castle all within a single view. Now, the priory was still closed at this point, so we had a look through the main gates to see what was there. If I'm honest, it looks much like most other English heritage sites. A building missing, well, almost everything, and just a bare broken skeleton remaining. Outside the priory is the statue of St Aidan, created in 1958 by the sculptor Kathleen Parbury. Now, the island is served by several pubs, including the Manor House Hotel, the Crown and Anchor, and the Ship Inn, all serving food as well as drink. Doesn't look quite as inviting today. There are, of course, several other businesses on the island hoping to sell you things you didn't know you needed to buy, as well as peaceful strolls through the narrow streets, which are probably heaving on a sunny day, but not so much this morning. There's not as many people heading to the castle yet either. If you arrive by coach, you're likely to be dropped in the village centre, by the public toilets, and we saw at least 8 or 9 coaches arrive this morning. Across from the car park there's a cafe with both inside and outside seating, as well as the village post office and gift shop. And if you're looking to stay on the island, there's several self-catering opportunities, as well as pubs and the Lindisfarne Hotel. Oh, and just one more thing. I understand that between 10 and 20 cars a year get stuck on the causeway and need rescuing, and that this box is known to the locals as the Idiot Box, where the idiots can take refuge while they watch their car being consumed by the North Sea. Please don't let that happen to you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more from us, hit the subscribe button to ring that bell to be notified of new videos as they come out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.